I mean, at the end of the day, like,
oh man,
people are gonna want to have sex.
People are gonna want to have sex.
And we've realized on this podcast, Natalie is ready for an open relationship because
I'm just
revelations
not
over the past
anymore. I'm not naive anymore.
30 episodes here. It's been a Natalie mind opening here.
All right, let's just fucking get into it. Oh my god, I did a clap. Where's Biggie? Hi.
What up?
Oh my god, every time. Who are you repping right now? You gotta say it at the top of the pod. If you're gonna point at it. Cedeños Coladas. That we can't even, we took out his drinks too early.
Too late.
And they're still frozen. But we're gonna be drinking them soon. All right.
But I had to rock the half one.
I do want to, I wrote it down, but I took it off. I owe you an apology.
Oh, thank you.
For making fun of you all those years every time you said like you would get out of work and just sit in your car for mad long. Or you park your car and you just sit in your car for mad long. That is a vibe.
Look, that is a whole vibe.
First of all, swallow.
Hard.
Why would you, first of all, we are recording. Why would you put a cracker in your mouth?
Because it was so tempting.
Stop talking. That's gross. Here, drink water. Your water's over there. Oh my God. No, that was it. That's all I owe you an apology for.
Why do you feel like, why? What happened?
No, it's just, I just been doing that lately.
You do this now.
And it's unconscious. Like, I'm just like.
Just sit there.
Sitting there, like, vibing out.
Like, just sit there and do.
On Instagram, listening to music.
Nothing. It's just nothing.
It's nothing. Because you don't be wanting to move.
You just need, it gives you it gives you a few minutes where it's like, you ain't got to worry about nothing. Like, your job, you don't got to worry about coming home and like cooking, cleaning, or nothing. It's just my car.
Just my car.
Just don't look at the gas tank.
Word, that's the shit. I'd be like, let me get the fuck out of here because my shit is always almost at E.
Yeah, look at the gas tank.
I am not filling my gas tank. Are you filling yours up these days? Like all the way full? I'm not doing that.
I mean, I'm still good. Like every 2 weeks, because like of my commute.
My shit goes E every time.
It's like $60 to fill my tank up now, but I still live.
You live close.
9 miles to work.
I live close too, so that's why I feel like I could like do it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I could push it because I only work 5 minutes.
Doing like one long trip, like that should like kill like half a tank. I'm like, God damn. Yeah. Like going to Brooklyn one day, I'm like,
yeah. For the research study, I've been because it's in Long Island. Yeah. I've just been telling them to send me a car. Because I'm not trying to waste gas or pay that toll to Long Island.
I don't mind.
I'm just like, send me the car. Yeah, they pay for the car.
Why the fuck not?
No, I know. Because I felt weird about it at first. I'm like, but I have a car. Like, am I taking advantage? But then also it's like, I'm doing y'all kind of a favor because I'm doing the study with you guys.
That shit is, fuck that.
Yeah.
First of all, you don't like driving.
Hate driving, especially to Long Island. It's traumatic because it reminds me of my drives to grad school.
Which you had a good time. You graduated, got your master's.
A long 2 years. The longest 2 years of my life, but the shortest at the same time. Like, I don't even remember grad school like that. That shit flew. It flew. Anyway, let's get started with the episode. So, we're going to start with this topic, and I feel like we're just going to be all over the fucking place. So, we had asked for topics last week, and this one was left over. We didn't get to hit it. So, this one was how some women want equality, but only when it benefits them. I feel like that needs gunshots. Damn. Because I feel like a lot of people be like, yo, facts. Like, women always want equality, but we don't want to. All right. I personally don't want to be equal. I have no desire to be equal. But you made up a good point. It said, wait, I want you to make the point about being treated like a lady. It's not about being equal. We just want to be treated like with respect, basically.
Well, I made a few points in here. So
go ahead.
One of them is this, right? If a lot of times men want to do men things for women, right? So if like we go grocery shopping, let me carry the bags, let me hold the doors and all this type of stuff. So like, like the man things. Yeah. But there's a lot of women who don't want you to fucking just hold the bags and like, that type of stuff for them. It's like, you want to be that goddamn equal with us? Like, that you can't even allow us to be...
Like, I can do it. I don't need you.
It's like, yo, like, allow it. But then you want us to treat you, like, as a woman, and it's like those type of women still want us to be, like, not as rough with them or like it's like, yo, what?
Like talk to us nicely.
Yeah, it's like, well, you just you acting like you a fucking whole dude. So it's like, well, what do you mean?
Yeah.
But then I was telling you an example, like where a situation where you would want to be equal, you want equality. When they're like, if we were applying for the same job, you would like to have equality in that situation. I mean, I don't think that just benefits you. I think it benefits everyone. Because a lot of times you feel like you have to hold yourself back, or women would have to hold themselves back more than a man would.
Regardless, we're both going for this position. And I want to know that like we can both act the same way, but I can't. Like I know when you walk in as a man, you have to be assertive. You got to like look them in the eye, be very direct, almost aggressive kind of, and just like showy, a little more showy. Whereas a woman, me stepping into that interview room, I'm going to have to be a little bit more demure, calm, like, oh, like all cute and sensitive and soft. So it's like, and that's like how we have to play the game as women. But aside from that, like, wait, were you done?
You say your...
No, I was just going to say like... I think no, because what I have to say is a wrapping point. I want you to finish.
Right. So then another situation is you and I are married, right? You want me to pay for mortgage, bills, and everything, right? But then you want to have your say on things. So you want to be equal when it comes to say, like on where the kids maybe go to school.
Yeah. Or even the groceries we buy.
Like all that type of stuff. But you're not... Contributing. Why would I take what you have to say seriously? Why do I need to consult with you about the matters of the home when I'm the one bringing home everything that's taking care of the home?
All right, so would you argue that it's because I'm still a part of the family and I'm still making certain decisions when it comes to the children? Like even if you're paying for their tuition or their clothes or whatever, like I'm the one maybe helping them with their homework every night. I'm the one who's going to the PTA meetings or going to parent-teacher conferences when you don't go. So in a sense, like I can have a say in those things if I'm actively involved in those things, even if it's not financial. If that makes sense.
That's what I was just like,
that's a good point.
Because a lot of people will be like, I want him to take care of me. I want him to do all this for me.
Right.
But then you want to have your say with everything. And it's like, why the hell would I even listen to you?
See, I like where you went with it because I was going the more like obvious route, right? Like we just want equality when it's like you're with someone and they get to do things and it's like, okay, but why can't I do that? Like you can have a guy's night or you can have a guy's trip and I don't say anything. But then when I want to do those things, it's like, oh, no, you can't go. I don't like your friends. Or you're going to have men looking at you. Or you want to have a say in what I'm wearing to the girls' night or what I'm taking, what clothes I'm taking on vacation. And it's just like, but I don't do that to you. So it's like those little things we want equality in. But I get what you're saying. I just think my rule of thumb is if I can't do it, if you can do it, I should be able to do it too. If you can provide it, I should be able to provide it too. Even if you want to be the sole provider. So you were talking about like paying the bills and shit. What happened? You were talking about paying the bills. So it's like, okay, you could pay all the bills. We could go 50-50 or you can pay all of them. But like I can do it. Like I can step up if needed. Basically, that's all I was going to say.
And how many women are going to be happy when those roles reverse when they're the main breadwinner and the guy is at home with the kids?
Why is he at home with the kids? Did he get laid off?
It doesn't matter. It's just equality. The roles just got reversed. Now you do it.
If you're just going to quit as the man, like I'm just quitting, so take care of me, then it's like, no.
No. See, that's not me. But
that's what I'm saying. Why did he do it?
All right, but why you got to be that though? Did the women just quit and say, take care of me?
But you're saying that women are going to be mad if the roles are reversed. So I'm trying to think of scenarios in which the roles are reversed. Why does that have to be the scenario?
Why couldn't it just be from the start the woman was the one that took care?
Oh,
that's
then
equality,
she likes
right?
it. Then she likes it.
So that's what I'm saying. So then it's okay in that situation.
It's not the same thing.
Why not?
What you're saying is not the same example.
How?
She's choosing to do it. She's the homosexual.
No.
She's choosing to do it.
All I was saying is if it's the woman in that position, you think it's going to be more acceptable. No. To
society? No. But fuck society. Society says a lot of things are acceptable or unacceptable.
Society in their relationship. Most women, it's easier for a man to accept that.
But if the woman likes it and the man doesn't mind it either, then that's their dynamic. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
People pick and choose. Yeah, it's doubtful. It's not common. It's not common, but it's not impossible. There are relationships like that where the woman is the sole provider and they're stay-at-home dads. And it's healthy. And the man doesn't feel like emasculated or anything. Mm-hmm. And the woman doesn't make him feel that way. So it's whatever you are into. Did we get all that?
I hope so.
Also, what I did want to say about that though, how women want equality but only when it benefits them. This is kind of like a add-on topic to this, because I was thinking about this. Like, no relationship is not beneficial, or else like it's not every relationship is beneficial. Mm-hmm. So it was like, no matter what, we just are, we men and women want a relationship that benefits us in some way. Like, we're not just going to be with someone for the fuck of it. Mm-hmm. Even if you're not providing finances, you're providing energy, positivity, love, nurturing, whatever it is that we need. Mm-hmm. And it's beneficial for our mental health. It's beneficial for us to like function throughout life, knowing that we have somebody there. So I just think in general, fuck about equality. We just want someone who benefits us. That's how I feel about that. Anyway.
That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. All right. So I was in bed and shut up. And I just started thinking of all the things that I've done. Like, sometimes, do you ever like lay in bed and reevaluate if you're a good person or not? Is that just me?
If I'm a good person, no. But I do lay in bed like, and my whole life flashes before my eyes.
Is it a good experience?
Yeah, some things are good. Some things are like, damn, I shouldn't have did that. But yes.
Okay, right. So reflecting. Like, there's some, yes, reflecting. And there are some things that are cringy. And there are some things that I'm like, ugh, like, that's probably wasn't my best moment or whatever. But for the most part, I think I'm a pretty decent person. Mm. But other people, like, sometimes you are the villain in other people's stories. And for you, it was like I was just reacting to what you did to me. Like, you did something, and so I reacted. And you may not be happy with how I reacted, but it's like I wouldn't have done what I did if you didn't do what you did first. So I wanted to ask you if you believe that every action has a reaction, that phrase, if that is a valid reason to do some fuck shit to somebody.
No.
Okay, explain.
Because it's not. Because I was using the example before as if I'm with you and you get pissed off at me, whatever happens, you get pissed off at me and you fucking throw your phone at me and hit me in the head. All right? Not
a true story, by the way.
Definitely, hell no.
And, why? Because what would you do?
Because you definitely would have been choked the fuck out. And I get physical and I beat the shit out you. Now, you hitting me. Now, yes, I could be upset or whatever, but my reaction, if I go over the top and beat the shit out you, that ain't really justified for that, because it's not like I was like fucking, my life wasn't in danger. Like, I wasn't in any real, threat, no harm.
Yeah.
Am I pissed off? Yes. But when the cops come knocking on my door and you laying in a pool of blood.
Oh my God, Anthony.
I'm just saying, like, that, I'm using the extreme.
Right.
I'm just going to extreme.
All right.
And who's in the wrong here?
Okay. So yes, it depends on what it is, right? Obviously, unfortunately for you, because you're a guy, you don't have the luxury of just like reacting to anything you want, however you want. It don't work like that.
Exactly.
I was thinking more so like, wait, no, I'm not gonna even. All right, cool. That's it then.
No, think about
because I don't remember what I thought about.
But I also said like, so what I was saying is, and something that's similar to this is where people always like to say, my First Amendment. I have the First Amendment, or like, what I'm saying, I can say what I want to say, I can do what I want to do because of the First Amendment. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't protect you from someone's reaction to what you do or say.
Yeah.
Like, freedom of speech doesn't give you freedom from an ass whooping.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Like, if you're walking down the street with your husband and I just walk up to you and be like, damn, you look good as fuck. Like, I wanna fuck the shit out you. That's freedom of speech. Mm-hmm. I can say it. Mm-hmm. But what's his reaction gonna be? Now, am I free from that ass whooping?
No.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, people love to say that freedom of speech. But freedom of speech is not freedom from consequence.
But it would be free for him to do it to you. Like, not, it would be right. It would be.
But he'll be
on the right side of it, is my point.
And he still has no case in court.
Who don't got no case in court? The guy who beats you up?
Why? Was his life in danger? It's not self-defense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, sometimes you gotta, what are you gonna, you gotta know what can what's justified. Like, you know, what's justifiable when you're gonna react to something. You can't just react to everything that pisses you off. You have to be able to control yourself a little bit.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
Because just because someone does something does not mean that you need to beat them up or go crazy on them. Not everything is worth that.
Right.
Because what comes from that is not worth it. You feel me? So it's like sometimes you gotta just chill. That's why I said not every action needs a reaction. Someone can. I've been disrespected before. Sometimes I'm like, yo, fuck it. That is what it is.
Do you want to react in those moments though, or is there something? Do you have a block?
Yeah, you can block because
I have a block.
Again, what's the worst? I don't mean to bring this like to some nursery rhyme, kid shit, but sticking stones may break my bones. But like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that's what it is. Like, if my life's not in danger, it's like, all right, I can just move on from this. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, I don't need to just go out of the way. If I'm gonna make it out of this situation alive, I'm good. I can walk away from 95% of situations. Some things are just blatant, like someone do some like over the top, someone spits on your face. Now that's crazy. You know what I mean? Shit like that.
But then you would react.
That's different. I'm not saying there's not extenuating circumstances.
That's what I'm saying. There's always extenuating circumstances.
Of course. And I'm not saying, but sometimes you just got to know what's your limit. Like, are you going to let someone's words affect you to that point? You know what I mean? Yo, you a stupid bitch. That's going to piss you off that much? Like, how many, you can walk down the block, 100 people can just call you that shit.
I've been called a stupid bitch.
But I'm saying, is that something like, well, I'm just using it as an example. Like, is something like that going to allow you to break your character that much where you're not yourself?
No.
And you react in a way that...
I guess. I mean, of course, I wasn't thinking of anything that deep.
Oh, boy, that's what the topic is.
But like, I was thinking it more like your boyfriend does some fuck shit, so you do some fuck shit back to him.
All right,
that's it. Some basic shit. Like, you talk to his friend or something. That's foul. But like...
So now, all right, what's the reaction? What's the outcome of that? Oh, now you look at this fucking hoe ass bitch. She fucking sleeping with these niggas, both of these dudes.
And you probably didn't even do nothing with them.
Like, how you look?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Look at you now. What you're doing? So you let his action cause that reaction, and look what it did. It ruined your reputation.
Same thing.
So what's the consequence of you being petty or reacting to this dude? It ruined your reputation. So it's like sometimes you got to think about the whole cycle. Like, all right, if I go do this, what's gonna happen from this? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why.
That's good.
Be thoughtful before you react to some shit.
That was awesome.
I know. I'm fucking amazing.
Oh my God.
That's why it always comes back to I don't argue for shit because I try to think. Do I value this person that I'm about to argue with? What level of arguing I'm about to do with this person? If I don't, all types of FUs. But if it's like, you know what, this person is valuable to me, let me chill out.
Do you feel like you hold yourself back when we argue?
We don't argue because
we argue, and I hate that you say that we don't, because we do.
I'll be like, yo, you know what? I love the podcast too much. I'm just gonna.
All of a sudden, you love the podcast.
All of a sudden.
All of a sudden. See, that's a nerve. We're about to argue right now. You want to see a live argument? No, I'm kidding. We're not gonna argue.
This whole
Anthony, we argue, and I think we argue more now that we're not even together, and we argue more now than ever.
Because it's something
we're both passionate about.
Like, not to drop kick you off the top.
I'm a little bit more passionate about it, but it's fine. We're gonna talk about it.
Let me see. You know what?
You ready?
Yo,
let's do it.
We ain't doing that.
Let's do it. You know I'm kidding. You work very hard. You do a lot. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm super grateful and indebted to you.
Next week's episode, I will not be on the podcast. Mark my words right now.
You won't be, actually.
I know. I was
We're going to have a special guest.
I was trying to make it
Stay
dramatic.
tuned.
So when they tuned in next time, they'd be
oh, sorry.
Shit. Fucking retard.
Fucking ruined it. Hi, Ja. All right. We're going to get into a heavy topic. I feel like we should just stop the cameras now and then reset them. Let me get my laptop. Hold on. All right. So, guys, give me my laptop, please. I finally finished my book, and we're about to get into something a little thick. All right, so I finished my book, Sex at Dawn, right? And so the book ended on once and for all giving me the real reason why men cheat. Okay? Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So basically, which, you know what? Now that I say it, it does sound a little crazy. It does sound a little crazy.
I'll let you just go because I ain't gonna say shit.
No, I want you to say what you need to say.
No, right now I'm not gonna interrupt you.
So basically, the book concluded that men cheat because evolution made it that way. So back in the day when there was very few humans on the earth, I guess evolution made it so that men need something called sexual novelty. So they just need a new partner. They desire a new partner. Because if they didn't desire a new partner back then they would continue having sex with one partner, whoever it would be, and it would be almost kind of like incest. So to be anti-incest, instead of fucking the same person, men desire new partners. They were having sex with new people, and they were able to reproduce and create more humans on the earth. And that's why now, all these years later, men still have that desire for sexual novelty, and they cheat. And this is something called the Coolidge Effect. But I'm not going to tell the story about the president. That was just for you to read. So it's basically after a story. You know what? I'll put the story in the description.
Say it.
It's like long. Basically, they go to a chicken farm.
Yes.
And he was a president
Calvin
in the 1920s.
Coolidge.
Yes, he was a president in the 1920s. So he goes to the chicken farm with his wife. And so his wife asked the farmer, what did she ask him? She said, how they call them the rooster, the cock or the roosters, yeah. How the roosters managed to produce so many fertile eggs with only a few chicks. And the farmer explained that the roosters perform their duty 12 times each day. So she was like, okay, perhaps you can mention that to the president. So basically she was trying to throw a jab, like, my husband doesn't fuck me enough. So maybe you can tell him that the reason why they produce all these eggs is because they're fucking a lot. So I guess the president felt some type of way, like, oh, she's trying to be slick. So he asked the farmer, okay, does each cock service the same hen each time? And the farmer said, oh no, he always changes from one hen to another. So the president said, I see. Perhaps you can point that out to Mrs. Coolidge. So maybe he would fuck more if he was able to fuck other women and not fuck the same vagina every fucking night, right? Which is valid. I think that that's valid, and I get that. But like, I feel like as a woman, it's like, how could you say that? How could you get that? So that means like you would be okay with your man, da-da-da. But it's like the older I get and the more I talk to men, they all tell me the same thing. Like, they want to experience new vagina just to experience it. And they all say the same. And at first I thought it was bullshit. When I first started hearing this, like, it doesn't take away from the love that I have from my girlfriend or my wife. It's just something I need to do. Now, I'm not making excuses for it because cheating is cheating, right? Like, you're still being deceitful. You're still not being honest. You know it would hurt your wife if she found out. You still can potentially break up your home. So I'm not condoning or supporting cheating. I'm just saying, like, I get why men need sexual novelty. Okay. So now you said something about one man can repopulate.
So, yeah, that's basically what you're saying. So basically, like, if I was the last man on earth and there was only 100 women, I can get all of you ladies pregnant at the same time.
All of you guys.
Yeah, all you ladies pregnant at the same time.
Yeah.
And 9 months from now, you'll have your baby and we can do that again.
Yes.
Right? Let's say the most kids a woman can have is 10. Let's just say each woman can have 10 kids, right? Mm-hmm. So I could get 100 women pregnant 10 times. That's how many babies?
100,000?
100 times 10.
Oh, 1,000, sorry.
1,000, right?
Yeah.
So I could have 1,000 babies just with me, by myself. You can only have 10 babies.
And yet there's no fucking male birth control. Like, do you hear that shit?
Oh, I'm not.
Do you hear that shit? You could literally get 1,000 women, well, maybe not 1,000 women pregnant, but you could.
I'm saying, like,
potentially,
I could,
if you went on a rampage,
you can get 1,000 women pregnant.
You get 1,000 women pregnant in 1 month.
1 month. Whereas a woman, you can only have a baby with one. It's going to be one at a time.
Yeah, one at a time.
There's no...
And I can still have sex while I'm pregnant because, whatever. Well, and I still won't get pregnant, obviously.
But that's...
It's like, yo.
So we have this, I guess, need to... We can just keep going and reproduce.
Right.
Our organs are made that way where we can just... We have... No matter what... Well, you've never been pregnant. I wonder if, as for pregnant women, during that time when you're pregnant, do you find yourself as horny?
Yeah, I heard that they do.
A lot of them do, you know what I mean? So I don't...
They're way more horny pregnant.
Okay, because
a lot of hormones.
Because it is hormones. So, no, because I was going to ask, because I know men can still do it. It's not like let's just look at it realistically. When a woman's pregnant, most men aren't trying to sleep with pregnant women, right? Most people aren't just trying to have sex with pregnant people. Well, I'm just saying most people.
There is a fetish for that.
But there is, but right, like
I know,
overall,
it's not common.
It's not like something that's just like, because you can walk down the street pregnant and like everyone's gonna know you're pregnant. I can walk down the street and I got someone pregnant, but no one's gonna know I got someone pregnant.
Yeah,
and I can still have sex with someone else.
Oh yeah.
So that's
that's a good point.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, oh, she's pregnant. Maybe she's taken. Whereas me, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna wedding ring on, maybe.
I don't gotta say nothing. It's just one time.
Yeah, so
right.
It's different because we could just whip it out and just go crazy. At least there's the consequence of sex. I don't say the consequence. The end result of sex is pregnancy. Only one has like a physical change because of that. Whereas man, we could just keep going. Yeah. You might just get tired of being pregnant. It's like, nah, I'm good. Cut this off.
Fuck this shit.
Kitchen closed.
I'm out. Yeah.
So that's what I had to say.
All right. So then they were talking about, like, what about women, right? Like, we can't put it all on men. And I like to take accountability for the fuck shit that women do.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I take accountability. So, what about women? So, these two psychologists, they did a survey on women 22 to 57, and they found that 61% under 35 said that they only cheat based on emotional reasons. So, if they're not getting emotionally fulfilled by their partner, boom.
Yes.
But sorry, why was I so fucking loud? Those over 35, only 38% of them said that it's more physical. And you had said something about like when we get older as women, we become more hard.
Become more calloused.
Cold, calloused.
Yeah.
I don't like that word. Are we callous as we get older?
Yeah.
Explain. That's like a rude word, I feel like.
I mean, callous, like your hands, like you.
Rough. Become more rough.
Yeah, you like.
Gangsta?
Not gangster, but it's just like you've been beaten down emotionally for years.
Jesus, that's so sad. That is so sad.
It's like it gets to a point like you have friends that have been emotionally abused and it's like, yo, when is enough is enough? Well, when they hit 35 and 36 and 37, 30, 40, it's enough.
Yeah, they're over it.
So all that stuff that you used to get upset about, it's like you're more numb to it. So it's yeah, that makes sense.
I feel bad.
Think about it. Think about this, right? Most virgins, right, when they first have sex, when they're young girls, when they first have sex, they're clingy on their first.
Yeah.
They're super emotional. It's like they can't let that person go, right? That person may do something to them and they'll just keep going back and back. That's all they know. That's their world. Now, that same person in 20 years, when they're like almost 40 years old, that same kind of abuse that they were dealing with then, they're not dealing with that anymore. They already lived through it. They know how to handle it, and they move past that shit.
Yeah.
So that's why I said it. Yeah, I know plenty of women like that who, when they were younger, it's like, you're a dumbass, and they get older, and that shit doesn't fly for them anymore.
My way of looking at that too, though, was I think you just realize as a woman how much like men are really full of shit. And they only say and do things just to get us to fuck them. Like, you know you don't really care about me like that. But you acting like you do. And I know guys who like, I personally know men who like fuck with a girl and just to fuck with her. Just to like make it seem like they want more. They're like, oh, like where do you see this? Like I could see myself having kids with you. Like off the first time they fuck. But it's just to talk shit.
No, that's wild.
It's literally just to talk shit, just to get the girl on them so they can continue fucking for a little bit and then they're over it. It's like, so when you go through that enough as a woman, it's like, oh, so everything you really said and did was just so I could fuck you. So you got what you wanted and that's it. So we just kind of now as we get older, we just look at relationships that way, more casually. Like, let's just fuck, get it over with. I know that's what you want anyway. Let's just move on. That's all I really need. But then
you know what else happens too for women? That's when they start looking at, yo, what can this do? How much money does this dude got? What can he give me?
Yeah.
And so they start looking into money, like,
yes.
So yo, all right, well.
And that goes part of being callous, like
right,
you said.
You just want to fuck, I need money. I need my bills paid.
So what we doing?
That's how that shit turns into. It's like, all right, it ain't prostitution, but it's like, you paying, I'm taking.
Yeah.
You know so as you
it's
get older,
less about the emotional connection and more about, again, what's beneficial to me in this moment.
Yep. That's what
it is. So anyway, so there was a story of some guy named Phil. So Phil was married for like 20 years, I think, or maybe even longer. And he was super successful. Like rich, nice house, great like wife, 2 kids. And his world came crumbling down because his wife found out that he was having an affair with one of his coworkers. And immediately she was like, fuck him, like divorce, like threw him out the house or whatever. So then the author of the book, I guess, was interviewing him, and he was like, so like, why did you do it? Like, you seemed happy. And he was like, listen, I was very happy with my wife. She was awesome. She was amazing. But after a while, I just felt like low energy, low sex drive, exhausted all the time. Life wasn't exciting, and I felt like she just became my sibling. And so that's where the whole anti-incest thing came, because it was like, wow, like maybe when you are with someone for years, they kind of do become your sibling. I feel that. Like, you can be with someone for a while and be like, yo, you're just a homie now. So, like, I don't even have that sex drive. So, basically, what happens with men, they say basically their testosterone levels get lower. And so, when you have low testosterone, it is hard for you to be turned on and to want sex. And that happens with women, too. Women also can suffer from super low testosterone. And then our desire is lowered. Mm-hmm. So, they're basically saying... They were like, all right, so what was the difference? Like, what made you do this with this new girl? How did you feel with the new girl? And he was like, yo, when I started with the new girl, I felt alive again. I had energy. Food tasted better. Colors were more vibrant. I felt like I was in love with this person. And they were like, well, was the sex better? And he was like, actually, the sex wasn't necessarily better. I just felt good as a man, just being with someone new. And it kind of led me to think, like, can you fall in love with a new person, or is it just that rush of testosterone? Because then think about it. If he leaves his wife now and he gets with the new chick and marries her, he's going to end up feeling the same way with the new chick.
Yep.
That low desire, low energy, and he's going to be like, damn. And that's what we do. Instead of cheating, which I'm going to talk about it, but it's like, instead of cheating, you just break up and you just get with someone new. And then it's not the same with a new person. And then you just keep going.
That's true, because it's the rush of getting someone. If I never had sex with you and we never met and I just saw you and I found you attractive, it's just that, yo, I think I can get that. That feeling is amazing. The feeling when you finally have sex with someone you wanted to have sex with, and it's like, yo, I got that. And it's like, after that, it's like, whew, you good. Like, you just like something. And it's not even like you thinking about like, oh, I don't love my significant other or I don't love someone else. Mm-hmm. It's just literally, it's just like, it's that animal instinct that it comes down to, where it's like, it's just a hunt. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You just want to do it. Yeah. It's like, I think everyone, even in relationships, just like everyone feels good. I swear, when you were in a relationship and you got hit on like by someone that maybe was attractive, mm-hmm. and you didn't do anything, but mm-hmm. it made you feel like, oh, like,
I still got it. Of course.
Everyone likes that feeling. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? And that's just natural. I've been there as well, where it's like, yo, damn, that felt good. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then, and no such thing, like, yo, I didn't even need to do anything, because it's like, yo, I just like, okay, boom, that was enough for me. That's all I needed. So it is that rush. Like, you just need that thrill a little bit, you know what I mean? Just to feel like, oh, I could do this if I wanted to. But then you go back home to, you know, your significant other, and it's you good. And you good. That's the same thing. It's like, you just need that little excitement. It is a little excitement, because it's, you know what it is? I can bring it back to the Bible. Adam and Eve, forbidden fruit. You know you're not supposed to touch that. So if
it's crazy because Eve was the one who was tempted. But anyway, go ahead.
But what I'm saying is, you touch that, and what happens? Mm-hmm. Now the world is full of sin now. Mm-hmm. If you don't, then you live a peaceful world. But it's there, and it's like, you can see it, and it's like, all right, I know it's there. If I want to touch it, it's there. But I get that thrill. Like, all right, we won't buy it. But you just gotta be able to control it and not reach for that. Yeah. And I'm an atheist, and I'm dropping fucking bars.
Oh my fucking God. All right. So, which again, too, like, biblical. I feel like on this podcast, we talk a lot about, like, this type of shit. All right. So, I know we talk a lot on this podcast about these type of topics, right? But it's because I think it's fascinating. And the reason why, because I don't want people to think that we're just condoning, like, whatever. Like, we're not forcing any lifestyle decisions on anybody. If monogamy works for you and you can fuck the same person every single day for the rest of your life, then that's fucking great. Like, good for you. If it doesn't work for you, no judgment. The only reason why I find this so fascinating is because of how I was raised. And so it's just nice to know that the way I was raised is not the be all end all. Because I don't do well with limitations and being like boxed into things. I like knowing that there's reasons, like whatever I feel is normal. Whatever we all feel is normal. You're not weird for craving different partners or wanting an open relationship if that's what you decide. Like, you're not weird for that. You know what pisses me off? Sorry, side note. Like, people judge people who like are in open relationships and they have like their own preconceived notions, but it's like, it's all a lifestyle choice. Just like we say, like, kids aren't for everybody, right? Kids are a lifestyle. That's for the rest of your fucking life. And if that's not the lifestyle for you, cool. Just like veganism isn't for everybody. Monogamy is also not for everybody, and that's okay. But I feel like I feel bad for even people like me. When I say certain things, I could feel the judgment. Like, I could feel people being like, ugh, like, I could never. But it's like, no one's asking you to. All we're trying to do here is just condone having an open mind and just being a little more fluid in your thinking. That's it. So anyway, moving on. So you had said something about, what were you talking about? What were you talking about just now? What was your point?
You were saying that it was one of the topics before where you were saying that people cheat because so it's not incestual,
yes. Which makes sense.
Then I was like, so what you're saying is if people are not having sex with people outside, like, you know, having sex with people, then they start looking at those closest to them with attraction kind of thing?
Okay, no. So Phil, the guy, I don't know if I said it already, but he was just like, yo, like, I just felt like my wife was my sister. We're siblings. Mm-hmm. He's just too comfortable. You're not gonna desire your sister. Like, if I had a brother, I'm not gonna desire him.
Correct.
I don't desire my male cousins. I don't care if they're attractive. Like, they're my family.
Correct.
So that's basically the point. Like, it's just like, back then, if they wanted to reproduce and create new humans, they had to have a desire to want to be with new partners. Like, not monogamy. The point is, monogamy is not ingrained in us, right? Because if it were, then we would only desire one partner for the rest of our lives. And if that is true, then that means that back then they only desired that one person, and it was going to be even harder for them to reproduce. Like, it would have taken way more time for there to be more humans on the planet. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's basically that. You had said something about if we're not having sex with people, does this mean that we become more? Did we just answer that?
That's what it was.
Oh, sorry. I'm a little smacked. All right. 2 things. First thing is, if a woman finds out that her man cheats on her, why is it that it's like they're following a script, like automatically, I gotta leave him. Like, they don't even think about it. It's like packing the bags, we getting a divorce, I'm off this. Instead of just being like, you know what, we could probably figure this out. And so one of the reasons could be like how society would view the woman, or how the family or friends would view the woman. Like, you're a weak ass bitch for staying with that man after he cheated on you. You should have left his ass. So it's like, you don't want to look weak. So now you're tearing your family apart because he cheated on you. They were just trying to say, maybe you could keep an open mind like the French people do. Yeah. Seriously, like, that's a thing. You never seen Emily in Paris?
No.
Oh my God, Anthony, watch TV. So Emily in Paris, amazing. You gotta watch it. If anybody watches it, you know. There's one of the main characters is married and she's having an affair. Her husband is having an affair, and all 4 of them know about each other, and it's kind of like a don't ask, don't tell. Like, I know who it is, but like, we don't gotta talk about it. Like, you're still my wife at the end of the day. And that's how a lot of French people, they say, like, have affairs. And it just is what it is. Like, they just understand that that's what it has to be, and that's it. And I think that's kind of lit. But anyway, what are the options here? Okay, now that we move forward with this knowledge, what are the options? If you're with somebody and you want to fuck, you can either lie and get caught. You can give up on having sex with anyone other than your wife or your husband for the rest of your life. Or you do serial monogamy. So whenever you want to have sex with someone else, you just divorce and get with somebody else. And then you leave them, get with somebody else. Leave them, get with somebody else.
I mean,
what's the right thing to do?
There's no right thing to do. Do what makes you happy. Nah, just, I mean, at the end of the day, like,
oh man,
people are gonna want to have sex.
People are gonna want to have sex,
and we've realized on this podcast, Natalie is ready for an open relationship because
I'm just
revelations
not
over the
naive
past
anymore. I'm not naive anymore.
30 episodes here. It's been a Natalie mind opening here.
Anthony,
I'm just joking.
cut it out. How do you feel as a man hearing this? Hearing this from a woman that you used to date who was not this way, and then just you hearing it as a man, period. Like, how do you feel? What are your thoughts? I've given all the information now. What are your thoughts? Let me close this. Ooh.
How do I feel about that?
Yes.
Well, I've always been the type that was like very open with everything anyway, so I was never opposed to anything. You know, so I've just always been the open person in every like kind of relationship, very open. And it's like people don't want to be open when I'm like, yo, let's do this or let's be open. And then when they're not with me, they want to be open. So it's like,
what?
It's like, yo, all right. Cool.
Am I the only? What do you mean when they're not with you, they want to be? So other girls have wanted to be open?
No. I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying, like,
okay.
How do I feel about it? I mean, just live your best life. Whatever makes you happy. You like it, I love it.
Okay.
I mean, that's the answer right there. You know what I'm saying? When the twins activate.
All right. So anyway, that's the episode, guys. So we'll be back next week with some guests, actually, right? For the next 2 weeks, we're going to have some guests.
Yeah.
That should be fun. And let us know again what you guys want us to talk about. That's it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and stay tuned. Bye, guys.